For 5 long years, a silent war played out far from the headlines, not in trenches, but in the dim glow of trading pits where a single number $50 became a line in the sand. It was defended with paper, pressure, and silence. But the world didn't notice that this quiet battle was reaching its final breath. And then came the moment everything dissolved. That old line at 50 didn't just break, it disappeared into thin air. As silver surged past 59, the markets felt something unfamiliar, something untouched for nearly half a century. For the first time in 45 years, real price discovery returned. In newsrooms across the world, anchors stared at their screens in disbelief. Teleprompters flashed numbers they weren't prepared for. Analysts reshuffled their papers, trying to fit a historic breakout into familiar narratives, but confusion filled the air because this move didn't match any model. As the charts spiked, the questions poured in. Is this a blow-off? Are we overbought? Is 59 too expensive? But those questions came from people looking downward, because anyone who understood the true foundations of this market knew the truth. 59 wasn't the ceiling, it was the basement. What the world saw on charts was only the surface. The real drama lived in the shadows inside vaults, holding a quiet physical buffer that bridged the gap between real supply and artificial calm. For years, that hidden cushion kept prices asleep. But today, that vault stands nearly empty. More than 1.1 billion ounces slipped a wave, vanishing like a silver river draining into the earth. The world didn't watch it disappear, because it happened slowly, quietly, ounce by ounce. But once that river ran dry, the vacuum left behind began pulling the price upward with unstoppable force. The numbers were there all along. A tiny deficit in 2021 became a monster in 2022, then continued devouring supply in 2023, 2024, and now 2025. Nearly 800 million ounces of official shortfall stacked, year after year, while vaults drained, ETFs emptied, and stability slowly unraveled. Put it together and you get more than 1 billion ounces gone, an entire year of global mining wiped from the surface. You can ignore a deficit for a while, but not forever. And this week, the math finally caught up. The world ran out of extra metal. The market ran out of excuses. For years, banks survived on hidden stockpiles, legacy hoards, forgotten bars, dusty corners of London vaults. But the moment those shelves emptied, the illusion ended. Now, every ounce has to come from fresh rock, not old secrets. The safety net beneath the market simply isn't there anymore. That's why 59 shattered so effortlessly. The hidden well, the one no one ever talked about, finally hit zero. And when the last drop of that invisible supply evaporated, the price didn't just rise, it escaped. The market loosened its chains for the first time in decades. People claimed high prices would crush industrial demand, but solar didn't slow, it accelerated. TOPCon and HJT panels required even more silver, not less. Copper couldn't replace it. Oxidation made sure of that. The Green Revolution, unstoppable and hungry, ran on silver like fuel. In 2023, solar consumed a record-breaking 193 million ounces. In 2024, over 230 million. And by 2030, solar alone could swallow nearly the entire global reserve. The world never planned for this demand. Surge never planned for silver to become the bloodstream of the renewable age. While Western investors dumped their silver ETFs, India made its move. In February 2024, a tidal wave of imports hit 73 million ounces in just 1 month, one of the largest single inflows in history. And once India takes silver in, it rarely returns to the global pool. From jewelry artisans to industrial stockpiles, India absorbed metal at a pace nobody expected. Meanwhile, the West hesitated, the East accumulated, and without noise, without speeches, the balance of power quietly shifted ounce by ounce into hands that do not sell easily. Now it's December 2025, and silver sits at 59 with nothing above it, no historical supply, no army of sellers waiting at higher levels. This is blue sky territory, a true breakout, untouched by past resistance, a price chart with open air above it. And that open air creates a vacuum. With no overhead selling pressure, prices rise until someone finally steps forward. But right now, no one's stepping. The market is floating, weightless, with nothing to hold it down. The climb has only just begun. The next phase isn't about charts, it's about psychology. Shorts blinking in disbelief, investors waking up from years of apathy, fear and curiosity colliding. When a market escapes control, emotion becomes the fuel, and hesitation becomes the spark. The billion ounces never vanished, they migrated. From west to east, from paper to physical, from weak hands to those who don't sell. The squeeze isn't a single moment, it's a chain reaction, and that reaction has already begun. For years, the world ignored the warnings, the deficits, the draining inventories, the shrinking cushion. And now, the buffer is gone. A vacuum has opened, pulling the price higher with nothing to stop it. The market is unchained for the first time in a generation. This story doesn't end with the price today, begins with the billion ounces that slipped quietly into the shadows. And with a world that realized too late what was happening, the vacuum is open, the chase has started, and the next chapter is inevitable.